Is it true, ladies and gentlemen, or is it not true? What is your take on all this Brian Flores situation, man? Oh, man. Bombshell in the NFL world, in the sports world, actually. I didn't want to make a video until, I researched the topic more. And, we're going to get a lot more information on this topic, right? Because all we have right now is what Brian Flores said. And, man, did he say some stuff, man. So Flores went on all the talk shows this week, giving his account on all kinds of topics, man, from the coaching practice, the coaching hiring practices, to the most shocking thing, man. If you're a fan of these sports and if you're a fan of the NFL, Brian Flores said that he was offered $100,000 to lose a football game by the Miami Dolphins owner, Stephen Ross. All right, we don't know if it's true. We don't know if it's not true. All we have is the allegations and the claim from Brian Flores, all right? And I look more into Brian Flores and of his career as a coach, and we'll get into it in a little bit, right? We'll get into Mr. Flores. But the shocking thing also about what happened was that Hue Jackson, another NFL coach, came forward and also echoed the same thing, that he might have been paid to lose. We don't even know what's going on with Hue Jackson, because on Twitter, he came out like a beast, and he's like, yeah, me too. He went on TV and he changed his tune a little bit, and then as the days have been going on, Hue Jackson's been slowing down those claims that he was paid by the owners to lose football games, right? We know about Hue Jackson that he has a lot of losses in this NFL career, right? I want to say he has like 10 wins and over 40 losses as an NFL coach, right? So, like I mentioned, I mean, it's very interesting topic, because we're going to get more information in the coming days about all this situation about tanking, right? And we've all gotten comfortable with the word tanking as a sports fan, but what does it really mean, right? It means that before the game even starts, you're going to try to lose, right, to get a better draft pick, to get, for whatever reason, right? It does break my fandom to talk about these issues, but I mean, these are things that are happening in the sports world, and I wanted to get my thoughts on it. Okay, I wanted to get my thoughts on everything that's going on with Hue Jackson, with Flores. So Flores got canned, and then he started to see all these things about the NFL and his job. It just makes me also curious, what would have happened if Flores would have not got fired, right? We would have not known any of this situation. We would not know anything. So who knows why he got fired, right? It could be money. It could be something else. We don't know right now. But it's going to be interesting how this story develops in the coming days, man. So like I mentioned, I look more into Flores' history in the NFL. And Flores has won 4 Super Bowl champions with the New England Patriots as their defensive coordinator, as a coach on that team, which I thought was very interesting, because the Patriots have a long history of cheating as well, right? From filming the opposite team in practice to the Tom Brady with the Flakegate, all kinds of shit with the Patriots cheating, and this guy was a member of that team all along, right? But that's cheating, and the other thing is to getting paid to lose on purpose, right? But I mean, somewhere along the lines, those things have to come together, all right? This is why you got to be careful with what Flores is saying, because he's been in that National Football League for so many years, man. So I don't know how to wrap my mind around this that well. It could be NFL suing each other, kind of thing, a mobbed up organization suing each other. It's crazy what's happening with this Flores situation, because he won championship as a Patriot, and then he gets that head coaching job, and then he gets canned for he said about the racism, and he said about all these things, right? I mean, it's kind of tough to explain everything, get my thoughts on it, because I'm a sports fan, but I also have to accept reality, which reality is that guy was a member of that Patriots ball club, which won Super Bowl rings. So the next thing that you think about is, what about the team they were facing? What about that Patriots team that they faced, right? Did the coach on the opposite team, did he, get money to lose a football game? I mean, these are things that we have to ask, I guess, as a sports fan, because they're right in front of us. These things are being made public. which is shocking in a way because this is very behind the scenes kind of thing. And now there's a lawsuit. I mean, like I mentioned, those Patriot rings, he's got 4 Patriot rings of Brian Flores. Are those championships also tainted, Oh, man, it's a slippery slope. It's like in logic, right? It's a slippery slope kind of situation. It's a fallacy of argument. Like, you're just gonna go down this road of like trying to figure out what the heck is going on. So now, fast forward to this year's Super Bowl with Sean McVay, okay, a coach that has lost to that Patriots ball club, scored a field goal in the Super Bowl. His team they lost to Belichick, Super Bowl 53. All right. Fast forward now to Super Bowl 56. He's back in it, right, and he's facing his former assistant, Mr. Zach Taylor. Okay. I made a video here about a couple days ago that was really confident with Cincinnati Bengals. I was really proud of their coaching staff with all their in-game adjustments, being able to stop Mahomes. But what if there's a lot more behind the scenes that we don't really know? Okay, so this year's Super Bowl, all right, I looked into it more with the numbers and with all the stuff that I'm talking about with Flores, with the Patriots, with Sean McVay, with Zach Taylor, his former assistant, right? I'm not going to go with the Bengals anymore in the Super Bowl, gentlemen. I'm not, because I think this Super Bowl is set up perfectly for Sean McVay to get the ring. Okay, he's 36 years old, and if he were to win the Super Bowl, I mean, his legacy is gonna take off. It's gonna take off. Okay, and that's one issue. All right. The other issue is obviously what we see on the field, what we see on that TV screen. And from what I saw in the NFC Championship game, I rewatched it. All right. I just watched it that one time live, and I rewatched the Chiefs and the Bengals game. I went back to watch this game again, and there was a lot of things that I picked up on that I didn't pick on the first time. I picked up a lot of motivation on that LA Rams ball club to win this football game, starting with Aaron Donald. This is why I'm off that Bengals bandwagon. I'm going to go with the Rams to take that Super Bowl this coming Sunday, February 13th, because of Aaron Donald and that defense, man. If the shit hits the fan and something happens, I think Aaron Donald's going to motivate that team like crazy, and they're going to get to Burrow, man. Just some stats right there on the screen for you guys, talking about Aaron Donald and how they stopped that 49ers run attack, right? But they're one of the most dominant run schemes in all of football with Debo and with Shanahan, and they completely stopped those guys. All right, so this Rams defense, I don't think are going to allow the Bengals to beat them. Even if Zach Taylor's able to make some great in-game adjustments, I don't think so. I don't see it. I don't see it anymore. Okay, and I thought this is really interesting that they came out with a completely fresh game plan in that NFC Championship game. Right, they loaded up the box to stop that run attack. So on that screen right there, pretty much how they play all year long is those blue little dots on the screen. Okay. And that LA Rams logo is the outlier in terms of loading the box versus playing single high. Okay, in that NFC Championship game, they loaded the box. They were not afraid of Jimmy Garoppolo to make a deep pass. They just basically said, do it, right? And I think they can have the same success against Cincinnati because Joe Burrow and that offensive line is very weak, man, right? What they did last week against Kansas City, right, I mean, that's last week. But going forward, I expect that offensive line to get smacked like they did against Tennessee. Will they get sacked 9 times? Maybe Zach Taylor will make some in-game adjustments and adjust it. But this might not even be that close of a game, man. I'm thinking the Rams might even win this game by 10 points or more, right? Because, like I'm talking about, I rewatched that NFC Championship game. The defense, for me, is supreme on that Rams ball club, man. Because of the experience with Aaron Donald, with Von Miller, right? And also talking about everything that happened with Sean McVay and Belichick and Flores, the history there. Now McVay's facing Zach Taylor, his assistant. But that's more deeper into it, right? And obviously, the whole thing with Kupp and Beckman Jr., man, they're going to pose a lot of problems for the Bengals secondary in this football game. They were able to stop Tyreek Hill last week, and we talked about it in that video. But now this week you have two dudes in the field who are dominating. All right. So right there on the screen is just going to be some routes these guys have been running in the NFC Championship game, and how difficult it was to stop those two players. So they each had 7 or more wide open targets in that football game. It's the first wide receiver duo to do it this season. Okay, that's why I think they're going to pose a lot of problems for that Bengals secondary, because it's those two dudes running some pretty sophisticated routes at the same exact time. I don't think they're going to be able to stop them, that Bengals ball club. Okay, and just some little footage right there that just to put it into perspective of the routes these guys are running. Okay. And I thought this stat was pretty interesting also. Okay, the third down efficiency with Cooper Kupp is going to be major, because on the screen right there, all those dudes that have had the similar success, they've all won Super Bowls, except Chris Carter, right? But, Torrey Holt, Julian Edelman, Amendola, and now Cooper Kupp, he has 6 third downs. He's number 6 in he had 6 third downs in against that San Francisco ball club. Okay. And then obviously, Stafford, if they give him time to throw that football in the pocket, he should have success, right? But like I talked about, my main issue with this game is Flores, is Hue Jackson, it's the Patriots, and it's Sean McVay. All right, I don't think that he's going to lose to Zach Taylor, his assistant. I don't think so. I think he is going to beat him in the Super Bowl. Like I talked about, I'm off that Cincinnati Bengals bandwagon. I'm off of it. Looked at this way more in depth. That video that I made it really fresh. Very trendy pick with that Bengals pick, but this is what I see, gentlemen. I don't think Cincinnati's going to do it. All right, I think it's very set up for this LA Rams ball club to win it, because of the experience that they have on that team, man. A lot of veteran leadership. I don't think they're going to let this Super Bowl slip away from them, right? Von Miller, Aaron Donald, McVay, the defensive coordinator. It's too much. It's too much for them to let this chance slip away from them. And if McVay wins the Super Bowl, man, he would be the youngest coach in NFL history to win a ring. Right, I think the record is Mike Tomlin right now, and he would beat Tomlin by like a couple months, man. So something to keep an eye for. I know no one's talking about that right now, but pretty interesting stat that I found with Sean McVay, possible becoming the youngest coach ever to win a Super Bowl. Okay, so that's why I'm going with the Rams, man. I'm going all the way with the Rams. No more Bengals. That video, I took it down because I don't want to cause confusion with that Cincinnati pick that I had last week. This is the reason why I think the Rams will take the Super Bowl. Just a very quick video, man. I wanted to get my thoughts on the Flores situation, on the Hue Jackson situation. These dudes are getting paid allegedly to lose football games on purpose, right? It's going to come out in the future if it's true or not. But these allegations are a bombshell for if you're a sports fan, because now you just, like I mentioned, the slippery slope gets you thinking all these things about sports, about these leagues, and you're not even talking about the gambling part of it, right? Oh man. I might make a continuation to this video as more information comes out about Flores and Hue Jackson in the coming days, but we'll see. We'll see about that. But Super Bowl pick is right there on the screen, man. LA Rams all the way to the Super Bowl. So that's the video, gentlemen. Hope you guys have a great Saturday. Whatever you guys get into, hope you guys crush it. And I'll catch you guys later.